I'm not even gonna say it. Man, how long has it been since you posted a video? It's been like that much time. But wait, here's why you're wrong. I've actually posted a lot of videos this year. Those videos being episodes of Goatcast, a video series I'm doing with my friend Zach where we talk about movies, TV shows, and video games. Well, okay, here's the thing.
Episode 5 was a waste of my fucking time, and I'm angry about it.
Well, sure, but you haven't posted any Lego videos in a while. Wrong again, dumbass, you stupid fuck. Because if you look, there's Lego. Right there. But in all seriousness, please do check out the Goatcast videos. I put a lot of work into those videos, just as much work as I do with a video like this. Because instead of doing the easy option of just recording our voices and making it more like a podcast, I decided to edit the videos all the way through to hopefully make them more entertaining to watch, not just listen to. Still trying to figure out exactly how we want to do the show, but I would definitely appreciate you guys checking it out. It would mean a lot to me. And please, don't be afraid to give us feedback. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, so I can make the videos better. But without further ado, Apex Legends is one of the greatest video games ever made. Well, I mean, it's not that good. Like, I can name at least 2 games that are better than Apex. It's still a lot of fun, though. I can't line it up, man.
I'll try it.
I'm gonna get it.
You gotta, like, slide or you go right over it. Fuck.
Almost had it.
I'm gonna get it.
Oh, I got it.
No!
Apex Legends is a battle royale first-person shooter that was published by EA in 2019 to capitalize off the battle royale craze. Now, I know how that sounds. But the game itself was made by Respawn Entertainment, the people that made a little game called Titanfall 2. Now, if you've never played Titanfall 2, or don't even know what that is, what is wrong with you? Just go play it. It's like $5 at this point. It's super fun. It's actually probably more fun than Apex. Aaron block.
Coming.
Use your pump. Oh.
Like, you might have trouble finding a game because it's an older game at this point, but even the single-player campaign is really good and a lot of fun. Like, just go play it. You might be thinking, what about Titanfall 1? It sucks. It's not good. Don't play it. Like, Titanfall 2 is about the bond between a man and his giant robot.
Protocol 3. Protect the pilot.
And Titanfall is about fighting over gasoline. If you don't know, Apex Legends is actually set in the Titanfall universe. So, more of a reason to play Titanfall. Not that one. Apex is still my favorite battle royale game to play. That's what I said. I don't know if I'll make it.
We'll make it. Master Chief.
Master Chief reference.
Here's another Master Chief reference.
What if it's a friend?
I love Fortnite.
I'm sure.
I started playing Apex back when it came out with my friends Shane and Dylan, or for you Lego people, The Last Prime and the Moose Figs. And because of this game, I got to know those two a lot better, so it kind of holds a special place for me. Though tragically, Shane, he transformed into a train and could no longer play with us. We did end up replacing Dylan with Aaron, so everything did work out in the end. And now it's the Xbox Series X and Series S.
So many that I don't understand it.
Just number the damn fucking things.
Naming is so terrible. It's like PS5, you know, it's a PS5.
Yeah,
just Xbox X, Xbox One X, Xbox Series X, One X, S,
I just hope.
Scarlet.
I know. You might be saying, okay, that's cool and all, but who is this and why'd you make this? Well, first off, I want you to stop being so hostile. Secondly, her name is Wattson. Show some damn respect. Initially, this was supposed to be a 3-person collaborative project with Legomatic 9 and the Moose Figs, where we were all going to make figures of our favorite characters we'd like to play from the game. Now, if you follow either one of those two, you will know that that really hasn't happened. And I don't see it happening anytime in the future. So, now I have this figure done that I've been working on since May for a collab that's not even happening at this point. So that's fun. Either way, Natalie Wattson-Pouiquet is one of the legends you can play in Apex Legends. Funny how that works. All you need to know about Wattson is she's French, she built a fence, and she's probably going to eat a baguette. Oh yeah, and apparently she built the ring that pushes you guys around on the map, and yeah, this game has lore. I will now quickly summarize each character's lore. Big Gay, wants to be a weeb, is a weeb, mama's boy, funny robot, Chichanka,
2 to the chest, 1 to the head. Solid.
Crystal Meth,
Papa would be proud of me.
Space MILF has the coolest trailer in this game. Like, actually, what the fuck?
What the hell are you? Death.
Poo gas. Shrimp on the bobby.
Mozambique, yeah.
Thunder thighs. Ron Perlman. Amish. Wattson is the character I play the most. I used to mainly play Pathfinder because he had a grappling hook, and grappling hooks are fun.
Using grapple.
But when I started playing with Dylan, he took Pathfinder, not because he had a grappling hook, mind you. No, he played Pathfinder because...
Exciting!
Funny robot, and would rather sit inside a building than use the grappling hook to gain a height advantage over the enemy team. Dylan eventually picked a character that fit better with his playstyle, the Fart Man. Dylan's here.
Oh, why'd you do that?
I didn't see it! During this time, I needed to find a new character to play. One of my biggest pet peeves while playing Apex in the early days was dying to airstrikes from Gibraltar, because that was fucking balanced. So when I learned that Wattson's ultimate ability, her Tesla coil, the thing on her back, could shoot rockets out of the sky before they even hit you, well, I started playing her for that very reason. To protect my sons!
Ow, ow, ow. Fall back, fall back. Autobots! Retreat!
They're pushing up.
Yeah!
You're leaving me? Okay.
No, you said fall back!
Like to me?
Uh-oh, use the thing.
I got the thing down, Aaron.
Aaron, come back! Come back, they're hurting us!
Yeah, I got it here.
Aaron! Aaron!
Tossing an axe. Tossing a grenade.
Oh, there! Oh, they shot my face. Aaron, we'll above you! Oh, no! I give in.
So I made Wattson one of my favorite skins that I use in the game, that being the Fresh Paint skin. It was either this or the Dire Wolf skin, but the boys convinced me to do Fresh Paint because it looked more vibrant. But they haven't even made their figures, so why am I talking about them? I did do a decent amount of sculpting for this figure. If you've been watching me for a while, you should know that I used ProCreate. I sculpted the hood of her bodysuit alongside the earmuffs and her hair. The jacket is made out of electrical tape. I sculpted the hood of the jacket and the drawstrings. I also sculpted the little patches at the top of her shoulders, the elbow pads, and the 2 silver bolts on her arms, the top of her gloves, as well as the knee pads. The cords running down her torso and upper legs to the boxes on either side of her hips were sculpted alongside the jump kit on her lower back. The 2 deployable fence rods on either side of her legs were made out of a Lego stud that I sanded to size, and then I sculpted on top of them. Why didn't you make any deployable ones? Because they are useless in-game, and most of all, I don't care. Now, her Tesla coil, the thing on her back, I used a couple different Lego pieces for a base. One of these T-rod pieces and 2 of these Technic pieces. I cut and sanded them, and then I sculpted them to look how they look now. The coils that run around both ends are made by using some string. The Tesla coil is removable. It's held on with a magnet. And no, it's not deployable. Fucking sue me. It just made this figure way easier to work on without worrying about breaking this thing. Painting this figure was interesting, mainly because the colors of this character consist of light gray, yellow, and white, aka the unholy trinity for painting. Working with these colors is usually kind of a pain in the ass, but I really didn't run into too many problems. I don't know if that's because I used my own mixed paints or what, but it was pretty much smooth sailing. I used Model Master's flat white for her shoes, the white strip at the top of her head, the various white strips throughout the figure, the white tips of the drawstrings, the white outline of the triangles throughout the jacket, and most notably the electrical patch symbols at the top of her shoulders, alongside the electrical symbol on the back of the Tesla coil. Pretty much I used it for anything that's white. The base yellow color for the figure's jacket and legs is a mixed color using Apple Barrel Bright Yellow and Model Master's Flat White. I did actually paint the seams of the jacket in a bit of a darker yellow. It's a little hard to tell, but they are there. Same can be said for the arms, but like I said, it's hard to see. Now, the reason it's hard to see is because this skin for the character has this paint drip thing going on anywhere there is any yellow, which was definitely one of the more annoying things to have to do for this figure. But I mixed up a bunch of paint to make a mustardy brown color that I used to achieve said drip. Now, I used Folk Art Gunmetal Gray and Folk Art Silver for most of the metallic areas, but I did use some Model Masters Silver Chrome for the inside base of the fence posts and the coils of the Tesla coil. I also did dry brush some blue on the coils. Can we talk about gray? Let's talk about the color gray. There's many different shades of gray, and this figure contains at least 4 of those shades. That being a light gray, a dark gray, a medium gray, and a bit of a darker of that medium gray. And well, I put the different grays anywhere I needed to put them. If you're wondering why I'm being so sarcastic, is because I don't know how to make any of that sound interesting. And for those of you who will ask, I used Apple Barrel Peter Gray. To make it a lighter shade, you guessed it, I used Model Master's Flat White. And to make it a darker shade, I used, well, black. And yeah, black. I used black to highlight a decent amount on this figure. It's very useful for that. Last but not least, we have her face. Now, you know the deal. I painted everything except the eyes. I mixed up some paint for the hair to get that dirty blonde look. I don't remember exactly what I used, but I'd imagine it was a mix of yellow and brown. For her lips, dimples, and freckles on the side of her cheeks, I used a mix of Apple Barrel Sun-Kissed Peach and Nutmeg Brown. I'm sure you've noticed the scar on the left side of her face. And, well, for being one of the world's greatest electrical engineers, apparently she's not that good because she burnt half her face. The electrical scar was painted using a mix of these various paints, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Now, in hindsight, I kind of wish I did the default look, because that would have made things a lot simpler. Same could be said for the gun. Speaking of which, the Longhorn is a legendary skin for my favorite gun in the game, the Longbow DMR, which is actually my favorite gun in the Titanfall games as well. Sniping is my favorite thing to do in most shooter games, so I'm usually drawn to whatever sniper the game has to offer.
His teammates are still on the roof. Down the other one.
What was that shot I just heard?
Oh, it was me shooting my knuckle duster.
Knuckle duster.
There's a Loba over there.
Did you say knuckle duster?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
It's knuckle cluster.
Oh fuck, my bad.
Right there, right there. Okay, one squad left.
Was the last one.
Fuck!
Shoot it!
Yeah, where's the crypto that's manning the damn
Dead.
thing? The crypto's dead? Cool.
Oh, the drone's dead.
What about Crypto the Super Dog, voiced by Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Air package coming in.
Oh, there he is.
They're coming at us.
Got him. Oh, she's right here. Get her! This sucker was made by using a BrickArms M110 SAS for a base. I cut off the scope and then sanded it to the shape I wanted, and then I did some sculpting. Now, I did fuck up the shape of the gun. Is it 100% accurate? No. Am I gonna fix it? No. I sculpted the 4 horns coming towards the barrel, the magazine, the horns at the top and the bottom of the gun, alongside the 2 ropes that wrap around. I sculpted some detail on either side. The buttstock is sculpted and the 2 hoses that connect to it. The scope is sculpted, but as you can see, it's not all ProCreate. No sir, there's some clear plastic in there. I cut out a piece of plastic from an action figure tray and then sculpted around it to make it actually like a hollow sight. And yeah, I fucked this up too. Kind of a running theme with this thing. I don't know if you could tell, but this entire figure is sealed. I sealed everything except the face with a coat of Krylon matte finish. I used some masking tape to cover up the face, and then I sealed it with Model Master's clear gloss. But I didn't think about the scope, so when I hit the gun with the matte finish, it fogged up the lens, kinda ruining the whole idea of being able to look through it. Anyway, this was pretty fun to paint for the most part. I just kinda lost all motivation to work on it when I finally got around to painting it. I used the same mix of dark gray that I used on the figure for the base color of the gun. For the blue sections, I mixed up some AB Cool Blue and some MM Flat White for a nice light blue. I used Folk Art Gunmetal Gray for all the metallic areas, painted the horns on the top and the bottom in a light tan. The ropes that wrap around are painted in AB Melted Chocolate, and I used some red and some gold for some highlights on the scope and the barrel. That's all she wrote. Not much more to say about this figure. I'm just glad to be done with it. I'm happy with how it turned out. It just sucks that the idea was to do a collab and that really didn't happen. No animosity towards the boys. They obviously know that. Speaking of the boys, if you want to check out the Moose Figs and Legomatic 9, links to their channels will be in the description down below. I want to thank them for agreeing to being in this video, and by that I mean being recorded without their consent, but fuck them. They didn't do their part anyway.
I have more Mozambiques than you can shake a finger at.
Mozambique here. Let's go. Allons-y.
Mixing it for you.
Ship.
Uh-oh.
Ship.
Ship. Captain.
Ship.
Captain.
Ship.
Captain.
Sure.
Ship.
I'm on the gun.
Oh, I missed!
What do you mean you missed?
Isn't the isn't
swamp?
isn't the
I'm
ocean
dead.
below it? Yeah, isn't
Oh,
there?
you're dead?
Isn't
What?
the ocean down there?
How?
I fell off the ship and it sent me off the map.
Level 2.
And don't worry, if they retaliate, they're weak. I can take them. Watch Goatcast. If you want to keep up to date with what I'm working on, check the community tab here on YouTube or follow me on Instagram. Don't know what I'll be doing next, but some of the boys are talking about making our Guardians from Destiny 2 as a group. Will I be doing that? Hell no.